Hi guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for subscribing. For those who have yet to subscribe, what are you guys waiting for? Terima kasih kena subscribe. Kepada mereka yang belum subscribe, apa tunggu lagi? Senang saja press the subscribe button and hit the notification bell. Okay, saya baru pulang dari kerja. Actually tidaklah kerja, lepas kerja dalam pukul 6 lebih itu dan pergi dinner sekejap. Okay, and then hari ini, malam ini saya lepas pulang saya rasa macam okay, since ada beberapa orang PM saya, dia bilang baik kau kongsi macam buat video pasal SPM ni, pasal I think lebih interaktif, lebih orang bilang tertangkap lah. Dan saya faham juga pasal ada di antara kita ni yang orang bilang membaca tu kurang sikit masuk. Macam saya lebih suka kalau orang cerita dengan saya. So pada malam ini saya ingin berkongsikan berkaitan dengan selepas SPM. Pada adik-adik yang baru ambil keputusan SPM, tahniah saya ucapkan. Saya tahu macam mana perasaan itu berpuluh tahun yang lepas. Menunggu keputusan SPM satu hal, mendapatkan keputusan itu pada hari itu satu hal. Yang seingat saya, malam sebelum keputusan SPM itu keluar, saya rasa saya tidak dapat tidur dengan baik lah. Walaupun keputusan saya tidaklah excellent, tapi masih hidup lagi. Alright, sekali lagi tahniah diucapkan. Sama ada anda banyak A, separuh A, ataupun langsung tidak A, yakin dan percaya sebenarnya itu bukanlah pengakhiran untuk anda. It's just the beginning. Orang putih bilang, okay, it's just the beginning. And saya selalu percaya ini. Keputusan SPM itu sebenarnya dia macam pembuka jalan lah. Tapi pembuka jalan dia tidak bermakna kau berkeputusan excellent tu maka jalan kau lebih baik. Okay? Tidak bermakna begitu. Karena bagi saya percaya bahwa setiap apapun keputusan kamu, SPM kamu, itu buka jalan masing-masing bagi setiap kita. Okay? Kamu percaya kan itu? Setiap kita bila kita sudah dapat keputusan itu, itulah jalan hidup kita dan masing-masing terbuka. Okay? Dan percayalah bahwa juga ramai di antara kita yang tidak excellent. Some of them are like school dropout, tapi dia ada billionaires, dia ada millionaires. Okay? And those who are actually excel in their study pula yang bekerja dengan yang dropout ni. Apa maksud saya? So it's the world is actually like, you know, for everybody lah. Okay? So jangan risau pada yang fikir yang keputusan kamu itu kurang baik, karena saya percaya setiap kita ada peluang masing-masing. Okay? And persoalan dia, what is next after you dapat punya keputusan? Tengok keputusan saya ini saja yang ada, ataupun wah hebatnya keputusan saya selama beberapa hari ini tidur dengan result SPM saja. Mungkin adalah, saya pun tidak tahu. Okay? So what's next after SPM? There are so many things that you can do actually. So I just like summarize like 5 yang saya ada post baru-baru ini. Yang pertama, honeymoon. Honeymoon maksudnya adalah ya, saya tidak mau mula dulu lah. Saya mau relax. Berapa belas tahun saya study sejak dari darjah 1. Kalau ada tadika, macam saya tidak tadika, so saya dari darjah 1 sampai tingkatan 5. Belajar sejak tiada stop, kecuali cuti SEM atau yang satu bulan punya cuti akhir tahun. Itu sejak. I want to enjoy myself. Like 1 year I don't want to do anything, 6 months I don't want to do anything, 3 months I don't want to do anything. Well, it's completely up to you guys. Itu terpulang pada diri sendiri. No one will judge you. Asal saya percaya kamu tahu apa yang kamu mau buat dalam hidup kamu kan. So yes, you can continue honeymoon, but you must give a timeline when to stop and what to do next. Sambil kamu honeymoon itu, mungkin it's time for you to plan something, what you want to do in your future. Okay? Whether you want to study, want to business, or whatnot lah. Next will be bekerja sambil kumpul duit. Well, this one, to be honest with you, it's good, but I don't really support it. Okay? Some of you mungkin akan cakap, oh, saya mau belajar dulu, mau kumpul duit, then baru saya fokus study. Well, it's good, but I've encountered so many people yang bercakap macam ni, cakap 2-3 tahun baru terus sambung belajar, but at the end of the day, sampai 15 tahun pun masih bekerja. Bila ditanya, hari itu bukan kau masak sepatu yang sambung belajar, sudah kaya, sudah batu. salah nih kalau sudah terlalu biasa terima duit, terlalu biasa dapat duit. You see, that's the thing. So you must be strong. When you choose to work, you must have a cut off. Sama juga yang macam honeymoon tadi, you must have a cut off until when you want to work. Sambil kamu bekerja itu sambil kamu buat research. This is my result. I'm going to study this. Okay, this is the requirements. Dan kumpul duit how much dan sebagainya. Okay, jadilah pelajar yang bijak, mengatur masa depan. Okay, dan yang ketiga adalah bekerja sambil belajar. Okay, this one is what I'm currently doing, and it is not easy, especially my age. Okay, especially my age, it is not easy. If possible, try not to do this lah. Tapi kalau kamu buat ini disebabkan saya tidak mau menyusahkan ibu bapa, ataupun saya mau mengurangkan beban ibu bapa, saya mau bekerja sambil saya belajar. Well, actually there are so many ways yang kamu boleh buat untuk bantu ibu bapa. Sama ada buat pinjaman PTPTN kepada yang diploma dan degree, ataupun ada beasiswa, ada pinjaman yang lain yang kamu boleh dapat bergantung pada keputusan kamu. Okay? No need to putus harapan dan lain sebagainya. And I will always encourage you guys to focus. If you want to study, focus on the study. If you want to work, focus on your work. If you're still young lah. But if you're my age, yang kerja dulu, lepas tu baru fikir mau study, well, takkan mau resign dan pergi belajar kan? Sudahlah, kalau ada hutang ini, ada hutang itu, ada hutang ini, ada hutang itu, 10 jari ini pun tidak cukup mau berbicara tentang hutang. So yeah, we have no choice. We have to work and study together. Okay? And then keempat adalah berbisnis. This is something for me very, very good. Why? I think the country needs more entrepreneur. Orang yang boleh berniaga, tetapi jangan niaga yang buat 2-3 bulan berhenti, tukar buat 3 bulan berhenti. Study the market. What do you want to sell? Buat research. Okay, if I want to sell, for example hand sanitizer lah. If I want to sell this, how is the market demand? If you learn marketing, the 4 P's of marketing, the place, the whatever, the P's lah. Okay, saya belajar dulu masa saya study diploma in tourism and hotel management. Semua macam-macam lupa. So, okay, you have to study. Or if you don't dare to start your own business, maybe you guys can do something what we call this like, I'm not sure whether that's a proper word lah, MLM tu. Tapi bagi saya tidak semua pun MLM kan, tidak semua pun MLM. Maybe other things lah, jadi dropship partner lah, jadi agent begitu, ataupun yang macam tu lah MLM. Depends on your strength also lah. Okay. Then from there you will learn about the business, and then you can set up your own. Okay. And honestly speaking lah, berbisnes ni sebenarnya dia tidak perlu pun kau ilmu tinggi-tinggi pelajaran, because berbisnes ini requires you to have experience. Maksud saya pengalaman. And then bila kamu sudah kumpul pengalaman itu, then you get to learn, and then you get to set up your own business. As simple as that. I mean, it's not simple as what I'm currently saying, but it's how to say, berbisnes itu, it's very interesting and challenging at the same time. Okay, so if you have the chance to start your own business, by all means start it, but make sure kau ada ilmu di dalam. Bukan ilmu pelajaran sampai kau ada degree, ada diploma, ada degree. Kalau ada itu bagus, it's an added bonus, tapi it's not a requirement. Okay, it's an added bonus, but it's never a requirement. So gain as much experience as possible from somebody, and use that experience to start your own. And now, social media with technology, online business, you don't really have to have a physical store. You can set up your own online. I've done that a few times, but bila kau sudah tua and you are doing so many things in one at once, dan kau satu orang saja, memang tidak banyak benda yang boleh sustain. Okay, business is good, but, take the experience lah. Okay, and then finally I want to share is sambung belajar. This is something that I will like truly support. While you are still young, equip yourself with knowledge. Okay, I don't know what is your ambition. Whether you want to be a doctor, want to be a lawyer, you want to be an accountant, you want to be a dentist, you want to be whatever that you want to be. Zaman sekarang tidak sama dengan zaman saya. We have very limited choice. Okay? Zaman sekarang, even degree in colors pun ada. Degree in I don't know what else yang orang bilang, merapu-rapu lah punya degree. Ini pun perlu degree kah? Begitulah kita punya pikiran. Tapi sebenarnya ada. So, my advice to you young people, I believe you have your own ambition. But it's very important for you to learn and to study and to know more about the ambition. What you are going to put yourself into. Okay? Sebagai contoh, saya ada bagi contoh tadi dalam Facebook saya adalah mau jadi seorang dokter. Contoh dia, keputusan kau melahirkan kau mengambil jurusan perubatan. Tapi kau harus ingat, kau dari SPM, kau tidak boleh terus pergi belajar ijazah perubatan. Mesti ada di pertengahan dia yang dipanggil pra-university ataupun foundation. Bergantung kepada keputusan, dan kau akan dapat continue lah macam tu. Okay, bergantung kepada keputusan, dan kau continue with degree in medicine, for example. Okay, dan bila sambung belajar, how long is the process of the study? Medicine, I think it will take you 5 to 7 years, or 5 years, or I don't know. Okay, because saya tidak tahu lah. Okay, maybe it'll take you 5 or more years. And then after you finish, what will you do? You need to do housemanship, and then after that, posting or whatever. And then how many years you need to work something before you can open up your own clinic. Okay, begitulah kau kena tahu. And then throughout that, what you will be studying? The anatomy, I don't know. Actually, I really don't know. Whatever. And is that your strength? Is that what you want? You must know how the working condition is. I have heard of some people of experience. First year study medicine, dia drop out sendiri, give up. Kenapa? Tidak tahan darah, tidak tahan jarum. Selepas itu ada sudah yang buat housemanship, tidak tahan disebabkan apa? Perlu kerja long hours. Okay, and then selepas itu bila call off day, you are not really off, you are on call. And that's why saya pun kadang-kadang terfikir on call. So what if you decided to go overseas kan? Tidak akan nanya tiba-tiba orang nak panggil. Saya tidak tahu lah, mungkin tidaklah sampai begitu. Terlampau juga begitu kan. I don't think kalau selalu begitu, I don't think my friends yang doktor dapat travelling sini sana. Okay, so in short, it's very important for you to study your ambition. What you are going through, what are you going to put yourself into, and you must know yourself better. Whether am I suitable for this? Adakah saya mampu buat ini? Jangan disebabkan, ini yang saya katakan tadi dalam Facebook saya, jangan disebabkan status, glamour, jangan disebabkan gaji, tinggi gaji ini dan lain sebagainya. Kalau mau tinggi gaji, do business. Okay? Mau tinggi gaji, buat bisnis. Jangan disebabkan kamu mau kelihatan hebat, maka kamu pilih suatu cita-cita itu. Sebut tadi doktor, lawyer, not so accountant, doctor and lawyer. This one is like very public punya people lah. Okay, jangan disebabkan status. Okay? You have to know yourself better. That's why saya sebut tadi, no harm in taking the personality test. Why? Personality test will somehow give you the idea of what kind of person are you. What is your strength? What is your weaknesses? And which line of work or career that suits you, your personality. Okay? Kalau main ambil-ambil disebabkan kau punya keinginan, tapi sebenarnya bila kau sudah dalam itu ruang, kau tidak sesuai. Contohnya, saya ini jenis yang tiba-tiba jadi lawyer, contoh dia. I cannot imagine myself to be a lawyer, to be honest. Walaupun itu pernah jadi cita-cita saya. Saya mau jadi lawyer kurang disebabkan saya mau defend orang yang tidak bersalah. Itu pikiran saya lah. Tapi sebenarnya more than that, right? Dan saya dulu pun mau jadi polis disebabkan uniform dia cantik. Bukan saya pikir pun saya mau pergi kejar penjenayah, tapi disebabkan uniform. So you have to have the right mind, the right attitude, the right personality to fit the job. Jangan ambil keputusan untuk memilih kerja itu disebabkan you have to sacrifice yourself. Like you have to berkorban because of the status lah and everything. And ada satu lagi hal, and saya rasa saya merapu-rapu sudah ini dalam video, tapi saya rasa this is very important. Ada satu hal, kadang-kadang you young generation out there terpaksa pilih kursus yang bukan idaman kamu. Kamu pilih kursus itu disebabkan apa? Disebabkan your parents wish. Like mungkin the father or the mother dulu bercita-cita jadi doktor, tapi tidak kesampaian hajat diorang. Now I have a son or a daughter who has scored way beyond that we can achieve. It's her time to represent us as parents, contoh dia, and achieve what we want to achieve. Okay? Now, students or anak-anak semua, you must ask yourself in the long run, who is going to do this career? Is it your parents or is it you? And you're lucky, bersyukur kalau your parents' wish is your wish as well. Okay? Tapi kalau your parents' wish is not your wish, how should you overcome? Like I said, you have to ask yourself, are you willing to sacrifice more? Some people may say, nanti lama-lama aku suka lah betul. But the lama-lama is when? What if it never happened? After 5 years of studying medicine, kau berhenti, stop. You have wasted 5 years or maybe 7 years of your life trying to fulfill someone's dream or destiny. Is it right? No. I know they are your parents, but ask yourself, are you willing to sacrifice your own ambition, your own dream, just because of your parents ask you to? Of course, kita dengar nasihat orang tua, but at the end of the day, you are going to live with it. So, my advice is slow talk with your parents. Let them understand you. And like I said, the personality test will somehow help you to confirm whether you're suitable with the career. Sometimes you're not even interested. You have to be honest. Do not torture yourself until the very end, only you give up just because of your parents' wish. Okay? Even though you're a son, you are a daughter, you have every right to say whatever your heart's desire in a polite way, in a manner, and heart-to-heart talk, slow talk with your parents. Make them understand what you want to be, why you don't want to be a doctor. And to the parents out there, this is my experience because I've done marketing in education, plus minus experience in the education line. I think about 11 years now. I've done marketing for few years now. I do something else like in the college, tapi bukan marketing or recruitment, but I'm dealing with students as well. So sometimes I will ask students, so what is your ambition? Then they will say, I want to be a doctor. Oh, why you want to be a doctor? My parents want me to be a doctor. Or I want to be an engineer. Or I want to be an accountant. Or I want to be a lawyer. And I'll always ask my students, why do you want to be a lawyer, an accountant, an engineer, a doctor? Honestly, dalam 10 yang saya tanya tuh mungkin 3 akan cakap, to fulfill my parents' wish, or my parents want me to be. Dear parents, I'm not a parent, obviously, okay? Tapi, to be honest with you, you are actually pressuring your own kid. Like I said earlier on, you are lucky if your kid wants to be what you want them to be, meaning your desire and their desire match. Tapi kalau your desire and their desire doesn't match, but they have to give up their own dream, just because of your own dream, I have to say this, it's very selfish. Why? Yeah, it's very selfish lah, because they have to live you up your expectation, your dreams, and they have to forget theirs. Kalau saya pun saya rasa macam sedih. Okay, so as a parents, I'm so sorry. Saya bukan menunjuk atau memandai-mandai, tapi as a parents kita ada had sampai mana kita boleh push or force our children. Dan salah satu yang tidak termasuk itu is the ambition part. They have to live their own life. You may guide them to be a good person, to respect people, to do good this and that. You can suggest to them, oh maybe you want to do this or want to do that, but we as a parent, you as a parents, tidak sampai level yang berhak untuk tentukan apa yang anak-anak kamu perlu. I don't know how to put that in a proper manner, but in summary, let your children decide what they want to be, what they want to think, and you as a parent, you should guide them properly. Like for example, you want them to be an engineer, tapi they want to be a doctor. You have to ask them, why do you want to be a doctor? Why not be an engineer? If they don't force them in a way like berdebat, bergaduh, even though they cannot prove to you that I want to be a doctor more than to be an engineer. Jangan bergaduh. But like I said, to the anak-anak, I should say to you guys as well, slow talk with your children. Get to know your children well, from their personality, from their attitude, from their behavior, apa-apalah. It will give a trigger which pekerjaan or career yang suitable untuk anak-anak Anda. So like I said, do not force them, but you guide them. For example, if I want to be a doctor, you have to ask, kenapa want to be a doctor? What do you know about a doctor? If they can give you good reason with a very positive and meaningful reason, don't stop them. At the end of the day, it's for their own good. Dan bersyukurlah karena anak-anak ini masih mau meneruskan pelajaran dan ingin mencapai cita-cita. So as a parents, we have our limit, but kita tidak boleh biarkan. And we cannot force our keinginan into the children, because they also have their own. At the end of the day, when you guys pass away, they have to live their life with their family, with their children and whoever else. Okay, so that this process will never continue. You force them, when they grow up, get married, they also force their children, and then after that they will force. So I think it will never end. So that's all for tonight. I do hope you parents and anak-anak yang baru ambil keputusan SPM understand. You have all the rights to rest. You have all the rights to choose whatever you want to be, but always choose what is best for you. And do not waste any more time doing silly things, unnecessary things, but always think about your future. So sekali lagi tahniah kepada semua pelepasan SPM yang baru mendapat keputusan tahun ini. Tahniah diucapkan kepada tidak kisah apapun keputusan kamu, macam saya kata tadi, it will open many doors. Your own door, your own destiny, your own way. Alright, so have a good night and terima kasih kerana menonton. Jangan lupa subscribe, tekan butang loceng, and of course please share this video to those who really want to know more. I'm so sorry ini video 24 minit lebih, tapi saya berharap ini berguna pada kamu semua lah. It can be longer, but I find it's very long now. Alright, so selamat malam, Tuhan memberkati.